Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a Legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Legacy video. Modern Horizons is upon us, and from what I can see so far, they weren't kidding when they said that they expected Modern Horizons to quote-unquote shake the format up. It seems like there are going to be several very impactful cards. From what I've seen so far, Nadu, that legendary bird creature that lets you put cards into your hand if your creatures are targeted, seems completely bonkers with stuff like Shuko. I expect Vexing Bauble to impact the format, and there's also this incredibly sweet Turbo Necro Dominance deck that I've seen Tony Scaponi play, and I'll definitely be recording with that very soon. But today I wanted to try just something that's not completely careering the deck into a different direction, but this is how would you say, a development of the Wonder Brew Tempo version of this deck, where I have included 2 main deck copies of Psychic Frog. This is a very interesting card that I did go through in my set review and that I've been excited to play with. This will be my first go around with this card. Not only are you able to better sort of, I don't know, like drown your opponents in card advantage, or at least it sort of emboldens the tempo part of the strategy, but you're also able to like draw into your pile. There's just a lot to like with this card, but I'm excited. It might fall, I don't know, into medium territory. That's the lowest I expect it will go, and maybe it doesn't deserve a main deck spot, but I wanted to try it out. And then I've added 3 copies of Vexing Bauble in the sideboard. I don't know at all how this is going to play out and how much I'm going to like this. As you notice, I am playing 4 copies of Daze, 4 copies of Force, and 4 zero-cost artifacts that all are not very good friends with Vexing Bauble. But versus Tempo, like if there even is like going to be a Delver deck in the new format, I think Vexing Bauble is going to be incredibly powerful. It probably will shift Delver decks into playing stuff like Spell Pierce and Flusterstorm. I mean, it might also not, but I do think that Vexing Bauble really cuts the legs out from underneath Daze. So that's really interesting. And what else? I also want to try the new Barrow Goyf, but I have not been able to get a hold of that quite yet, so that will be a sideboard option for later. I decided to add a Tropical Island and a copy of Boseiju in the sideboard, which prompted me to swap the quote-unquote black duel, or a swamp fetching fetch land with that was Marsh Flats before, with the Verdant Catacombs. And I want to do that because I think that with Boseiju and the Trop, but with Boseiju and Harvester of Misery, we have very good answers to both the Dress Down and Doorkeeper Thrall. And I was finding that versus Bant decks, I would not, without the Boseiju, I was really quite cold to Dress Down a lot of the time. I needed to build slow piles with 2 oracles, and you can still do that, but I really like the elegance of Boseiju versus Dress Down. But yeah. Oh yeah, I added 2 copies of the One Ring over the 2 copies of Personal Tutor. I think that is... I played a couple of leagues with this before the Modern Horizons cards became legal, and really enjoyed it. I have to say, I think I probably prefer the One Ring to Personal Tutor. They're not interchangeable exactly, but they kind of fill the same space in the deck, which is like to add more business to your deck. And obviously at very different costs, but yeah, the One Ring is just gas. Alright, I think that's enough. I'm going to jump into a league. Okay, on the draw for round number 1, I'm going to keep this hand, but it is kind of going nowhere right now. I don't have a cantrip, and I don't have my second land drop. Ooh, opponent is mulliganing down to 5. I kind of almost hoped that we're paired up against that turbo Necro deck. I built it and I took one, like a couple of practice matches with it in the open playroom. It is so sweet. Okay, they're passing. Interesting. Dark Ritual. Hey, never didn't have it. Okay, I have no idea what I'm up against, but I'm feeling pretty good behind these, like this double force of will. Okay, let's grab a Camera of Souls. Let's grab a Thassa. Let's grab probably some cyclers and what else? Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking like with this, we could get wastelanded, which would be kind of annoying, but we have the LED though. Let's grab a consider. We could also hang on. We could also make this like a brainstorm pile that just wins next turn, but I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, let's just do this. Eventually, like we have so much protection here, we can afford. So let's put Thos on the bottom, then the Cavern, then the Cyclers, and then the Consider, I think. And I guess I'll play out my LED in case my opponent goes like turn 1 Vexing Bauble. I mean, if they do, I'm gonna for sure like counter it, but I don't think having Lines of Diamond in play is gonna cost us. Hopefully not. Okay, they concede the game. I have a suspicion it's a combo deck, but it obviously just could be someone who mulled to 5 and then passed on the play. That seems suspicious. So let's get the Forces of Negation in. I'm gonna go with my gut and get Shouldered in as well. If it's like Storm combo, Vexing Bauble is quite interesting. If it's the Turbo Necro deck, then like Vexing Bauble shuts off their Summoner's Pacts and Lotus Petals, Chrome Mox, but nothing else. And they can still like simulate like Spirit Guide out, Manamorphose, start casting Dark Rituals, and it just shuts off all of our counter magic. So that's probably not where we want to be at. I think we unfortunately will cut the Psychic Frog, and we can cut a copy of Oracle. And what's the last cut? Like Daze is pretty suspicious if it is a Spirit Guide combo deck. But I mean, I'm also just maybe having complete like recency bias from just playing the Turbo Necro deck, and having seen Tony Scapone's video and the fact that my opponent mulliganed, it might not be that deck at all. So what's the last cut? Okay, maybe I'll cut a Wasteland. Yeah, let's try this. My opponent is immediately mulliganing. I'm gonna keep this, and we have double force. And if it is like they're down to 5, wow, okay. If it is a Necro deck, then this is pretty interesting. But we do need to get to our turn. So they have mulliganed to 5 in both games so far. Let's see if they stop at 5. They have. Yes, Vault of Whispers. It's totally Necro. Okay, I'm gonna let Dark Ritual resolve. Spirit Guide, Beseech with Bargain. So Beseech is gonna get Necro Dominance. They have 1 card in hand. I think I'm just gonna let them get the Dominance, and then I'm gonna force it because it's like that's a dominance they don't have. Yep. All right. I'm gonna pitch the Predict. They could have Pact of Negation here. If they do, okay, they don't. They concede. Okay, so they were on the Necrodominance Turbo Necro deck, but they came up against some good hands on my part, and they mulliganed a lot. Okay, on to round number 2. On the draw for round number 2 with turn 1 win, basically. So I'm going to keep, but it is very like vulnerable. We have no protection against fast combo, and we have no protection, period, for like if our opponent has counter spells. Let's see. Island Delver. Okay. Okay, that was really good. I'm gonna play out here and fetch Underground Sea. I'm gonna play both my Lotus Petals, and then I'm going to Dark Ritual off of Underground Sea, cast Doomsday. And so if they have a force, we can Hail Mary Brainstorm looking for Daze or Force. And if they don't have Force, then I'm gonna just go for the win. Okay, so they didn't force. It can be that they're just a cool customer here, that they have the Force and they're saving it for the Oracle. So how about if am I able to get both Oracles in the pile and then like somehow end up with you know, with a card left in the pile, and that being the Oracle. They can't remove the Oracle right now. Let's see. How would this work? So I would brainstorm into consider LED Street Wraith, put back Ponder, and consider. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try this. Put double Thassa on the bottom. Let's try it. So there's a big pause here, either because they have interaction or because they are just looking over our pile, our exile zone. Okay, brainstorm resolved. We'll put back, I guess, Ponder and consider. So if they have both a Daze and a Force, they get to win here. Okay, I'm gonna pay for the Daze, so I can no longer like cast a second Oracle. So if they also have the Force, they got us. And now if I had put, no, never mind. Okay, they concede. Cool. Up a game versus Delver. On the draw, that was really nice. Okay, I'm gonna try this. So we want the 3 Vexing Bauble. We want Shoulder It for sure. And maybe we want Harvester of Misery as well, just as a removal spell / something to ritual out. So this is 6 cards here. Now, I am A-okay getting rid of the Stifles versus Delver. And I think we can go down to 1 Oracle. And I think I'm fine cutting LED plus the Consider. And then I suppose the question becomes how many, like with Vexing Bauble, how much 0 interaction do we want? Gosh, I don't know. Like going Vexing Bauble and then having a full 8 dead draws come up with the Forces and the Dazes is kind of annoying. So maybe the Stifles are actually just better. Maybe we cut 2 Days and 1 Force, because I mean there's still a world where we end up like wanting to like not having Bauble, for instance. Maybe actually then going like cutting Forces over Dazes is better. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. This is a little bit wobbly. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, a little bit of everything here. Opponent kept 7. Underground Sea. Okay. There's a Delver. Okay, so I think I'm gonna cast the Bauble here and then protect it with Daze. Is that good enough though? They're gonna flip the Delver, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna try it out anyways. This demands a Force of Will if they have one, and if they have Daze, they'll Daze. I'll Daze, and I'll just pass here, and they Force. Okay. Chart a course. Oh, that's that draw 2 kind of thing. Do they flip Delver? They don't. Okay, cool. So this is Grixis or Dimir. There's a Ponder. They do not shuffle. So they're going to flip Delver next turn. I think I need to prioritize my mana development over... Oof, actually. You don't say. What's the play here? Do we just go for the Doomsday? I do kind of like that actually. I hope they didn't draw like another pitch counter or Daze, but yeah, they might have. And if they have, yeah, oh, that was, yeah. Too bad. That was a good ponder. All right. And they flipped Delver with Force of Will. Wow, jeez. So I honestly feel like right now my best draw would be my one copy of Harvester of Misery. I will take a Frog. Frog would be good actually as well, because we can like that. They have to then start thinking about things in terms of like attacking. Okay, they do not shuffle. I think I'm actually gonna wasteland them here. I'm kind of worried about like them developing mana, and that way I can like the days I just drew is like kind of good. If I can draw like a ritual, we can maybe protect One Ring. Not if they don't tap though. Would kind of like to know if this is a deck that has red in it. I guess I'll take the second Ponder. We are running out of time because of the little Delver there. Okay. I like Frog. Another Underground Sea. So now we have to consider Bowmaster here. Oh, this is Murktide for sure. I think I daze this. I think they force this, and then I think I've lost. We'll see. Okay. So that resolves. So if we're lucky, that means their last card in hand, other than the force, is not blue. Because I think if this Frog can resolve, then that is pretty interesting. It just resolved. Wow. Okay. I guess they didn't have a blue card. They have a Wasteland. Okay. Yeah, they can't attack here. Okay. So I wonder if... Ooh, Shieldred. I wonder how scared I'm supposed to be of this... of a Bowmaster. I'm going to cast the... I think I probably shuffle here. Draw Force anyway. Okay, so what happens? If I attack here, I get to just draw a card, but then they can attack. But I still think I like attacking. If they block it, I just kill it. Just discard 2 cards. Alright, we pass. And this is, yeah, not looking that great now. Uh-oh. Oh, they have counterbalance. Okay, sure. I'm not too concerned about counterbalance. So now they attack. I can grow my Frog, but I'm also like closing in on being dead here. Wasteland. Okay, I think I'm going to just pass and keep open the Frog as a blocker. This is so sweet that you can like give it a flying. And then next turn I can like jam one of my 4-drops. Okay, yeah, no attacks. Let's see. Yeah. They still have a force, and now, like, I wonder what their last card is. We drew a blue card for force. I think I'm most interested in resolving Shieldred, if I'm being honest. So let's try that. It'd be devastating if they have 4-drops in their deck. What they can have is like a force. Oh, okay. That's actually really annoying. Okay. They force, pitching Force of Negation. I'm going to force back. But the, or am I? I'm going to force pitching the Brainstorm. Okay, so they fetch here, hope to blind hit a, what? A 5-drop? Another force? Okay, they hit a land, so we know they're drawing a land, so that's good. So Shieldred is going to go in, is going to be in here. Okay, they just concede, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would have to put Frog in front of Delver, but I can just exile 3 cards and then keep my ring, I guess, to start like going nuts with Shoulder next turn. Yeah, sweet deal. Dimir Delver, get out of here. Okay, opponent mulligans to 6. I am also gonna mulligan, or am I? You know what? I'm actually gonna keep this. Counter Souls can cast the One Ring. We have a draw step and we have a pedal to ponder off of if we need to. We can protect ourselves with force. There's even a world where we like draw a cycler and then like brainstorm, or like draw another land maybe. Yeah, and we can like brainstorm Ring to the top of the deck and then do line size stuff with it. But I mean, that would cost us a lot of cards. It would take Ring a few turns to recoup those, but it's possible. We shall see. Okay. Opponent liked the 6 they found. Agadeem. Ugh, gross. Okay. So this is probably like Oops All Spells. Or it could be Saga Storm. In either case, I'm pretty sure my Force of Will is going to go bye-bye here. Ooh, wow, okay. Grief as well. Do you maybe take the Lotus Petal here? Or one of the cantrips? I don't know. It was pitched. Cabal Ritual. Well, what could their last 2 cards be? Yeah, they take my Lotus Petal. Scoundrel. It could be... Oof. Is it Reanimate? Alright, alright. We have to beat a 3-2. With 4 cards in hand. Yeah, let's name Wizard, I guess. And they attack. We take 3, and give me a land. Give me a land. It's not a land. It means once we draw land, if it makes black mana, we can cast the One Ring, which is kind of exciting. But let's see. They are also very apparently a discard heavy deck. Come on, land. Yes, thank you. I've seen people brewing with Oops All Spells lists playing like blue pitch counter magic, because of those new whatever they're called, the MDFC, whatever the things are called, lands that lets you play blue lands that are not terrible. But so I'm not sure if they might be one of those. They attack us, we take no damage because we're protected, doesn't matter. Pass the turn, I take a damage. And now we kind of have to get the party started soon. Okay, I guess we got the party started. I think I just go for it here. I don't respect them having anything. Okay, so we are gonna cycle Street Wraith into a Lotus Petal. Cast Brainstorm, drawing Consider, Edge of Autumn, LED. Oh, that's in my graveyard, right? And then eventually we will get to the Thassa's Oracle on the bottom of the ocean, having visions about the end of the world. Okay, so Thassa on the bottom, then the LED, Edge, Consider, and then Petal on top. I drop to 4. We cycle. Cast Petal, cast Brainstorm. Opponent does appear to be F6'd. Put back Ponder, put back Consider. Cast LED. Let's make a blue Wizard casting mana. And then cycle Edge, sacking the Cavern of Souls. Maintaining priority, sacking LED. We're going to draw the Consider. Put Ponder into the graveyard. And then Bob's your uncle. Right on. Okay, take game 1 versus what I can only assume is Oops All Spells. So we have good things for that in the sideboard. So we have Grafdigger's Cage, and if it is Oops, right, then I was gonna say Vexing Bauble is really interesting because they can't Dread Return, but we've just seen Reanimate, so I guess they would have to have the Reanimate in hand. The good thing about Dread Return is that you can like cast it from the graveyard. I'm also not terribly in love with Force of Negation in this matchup, because their combo pieces are Balustrade Spy and Undercity Informer. So how happy would I be with a... Tell you what, I still think Vexing Bauble is good, because if push comes to shove, we can like sack it to draw a card, and then turn on our Force of Wills. Let's see if we actually have 7 cards that we want to get rid of. I think we can get rid of the frogs, get rid of 1 Thassa, probably honestly get rid of Orcish Bowmasters. They aren't really a deck known for drawing cards. Stifle is good. We just saw that the One Ring was kind of good, right? I think maybe we can cut like a basic island here. And maybe, I don't know. Maybe also Vexing Bauble is better on the play because they get to like grief us and do all that sort of stuff. I'm going to cut 1 Bauble. Yeah, let's try this. I don't know. Actually, maybe Cavern of Souls is what I cut over Snowcard Island. Yeah, I think that was incorrect. Okay, I'm going to keep this, I think. I think, like, versus this kind of deck, you kind of want to either keep multiple pieces of interaction or, you know, a hand, like, where if you keep 7, that means they have to have protection. I'm going to keep. They have to, like, respect the fact that we kept 7, that kind of thing. Oh, they're down to 5. That actually worries me because they might get to a point where, like, they're so low on resources that they just keep 4 or 5 that can go right now but unprotected, and they think, like, well, whatever, if they have it, but I can't do anything else. And now I actually don't have any interaction, so it also just struck me that I think right now all I have, if Doomsdays were to somehow get surgically extracted to win the game, is my 1 copy of Street Wraith that would then need to be turned sideways 7 times. That's not exactly amazing. So let's hope I don't get, like, Thoughtseize into surgical. I don't know that they would play stuff like that. So they found 5. Boggard Bog. Petal. Okay. Looks like it's go time. Oh, no. Yeah. Alright, let's just get a look at their deck before we concede. Look here. Some Spirit Guides. Animate Dead. Entomb. There is a Dread return. Yeah. Fell the Profane. Destroy creature. Okay, how many Thoughtseizes here? 1, 2. I see 2 Thoughtseizes. I see 2 Cabal Therapy. And then probably 4 Grief. I see 3 Thoughtseizes, actually. Okay, a lot of discard. I am just going to concede here. Alright. Okay, my bold strategy of keeping a speculative no interaction hand did not pay off. So let's not do that. I think I will add the Bauble here. Although, I mean, we just saw multiple, like, Animate Deads reanimates. So if I lead with a Bauble, maybe they just wait until they have one of their naturally drawn things. And then they, yeah, I don't know. But then again, then I can just do my thing. I can just draw the card. Because I don't think they can turn 1 Bauble, like, through a Bauble. They can't turn 1. I mean, I say they can't. They can if they have multiple rituals, a combo creature, and reanimate. But okay, I'm gonna cut. I'm down to, like, not that many lands. Cut 2 lands. Maybe that's a mistake, but I'm gonna try this. Okay, we can just win. Sweet. Well, we'll see. I don't recall. I didn't check, and I didn't screenshot the deck. I didn't look for, like, surgical extraction or whatever. So I'm gonna be banking on them not having that. Cycle Street Wraith into Brainstorm. Cast Brainstorm off Petal. Draw LED. Edge of Autumn. Consider. Alright, that is pretty gross if we get away with this. Like, we aren't that big on... no, let's put the Underground Sea in. We aren't that big on turbo elements in this build. Like, we have exactly 2 cyclers. So this does feel a little bit naughty. But let's see, opponent could still have something that trips us up here. Would have to be, I think, Surgical Extraction or Mindbreak Trap, and I think Surgical would have gone by now. Alright, sweet! Well, got a bit lucky there. Drew really, really hot on in game number 3. Off to round number 4. Okay, on the draw, that's the 4th time. I don't think we can keep this, so I'm gonna mulligan. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Let's get rid of a... I think it's the Lineside Diamond, actually, because if we get, like, Grief, Reanimate Grief, that leaves us with at least a Dark Ritual right now. And so, like, future Doomsdays are live draws. Okay, ooh, it's Eldrazi. Is this Chalice? Please, no. Oh, God, no. No! No, hang on, it's an Eldrazi creature. Oh, I guess it is fucking Chalice. Get out of here. No! What is this? At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains haste and gets plus X plus O until end of turn, where X is the number of Eldrazi you control. Okay, so this gets this is a 4/3 that tramples. That's pretty good. Is it going to be good enough though? It might be, because I'll be at 16, and then if I fetch down to 15 and attack, I'll be at 7 and cast Doomsday, I'll be at 7 post Doomsday. But they only have 1 mana. They expended 2 Spirit Guides on that. So the question is, like, well, Eldrazi is probably a Chalice deck. Do we want to build a pile that can beat a Chalice, or do we want to build a pile that can beat a Wasteland? Because we can't do both, I believe. I think we try and build one that beats Chalice, or rather Wasteland. Okay, so I'll be at 7. They can attack me. Oh, it's until end of turn. Okay, so right now they can only attack me for 4. If they have another Eldrazi, they can attack for more. If they have a second Eldrazi, they can actually probably put lethal on me. Right, let's say they play a Mimic, it's a 2/1. Then it gets +2, it's 4 power, and then it's that's gross. I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to like not Doomsday actually, because yeah, if they have a Mimic, I'm just dead. If they have any Eldrazi creature they're able to play next turn, I'm dead. Whereas right now, what I can do is I can Dark Ritual out Bowmasters and at least absorb some of that damage. And then maybe if I just draw like a Brainstorm or a Cycler next turn, I think I'm actually gonna pass. Yeah, calling me crazy. Oh, there is a Wasteland. I'm gonna cast Bowmasters. So this gets +4 plus O, so it'll have 3 toughness. So I'm actually gonna shoot that, and then I will be prepared to like trade completely. It'll still trample over with 2 power. Oh, it doesn't attack. Interesting. Okay. Well, now I will cast Doomsday. And if they have a second Wasteland, that's super annoying. But because we drew the Consider, we can put another land into the pile. I think Snow-Covered Island, maybe. So we put LED as well. Let's just have a look here. Okay, so we draw Brainstorm. If nothing else happens, if they don't Wasteland us or play a Chalice, we just Brainstorm and do the regular pile. If they do Wasteland us, then we draw the Snow-Covered Island afterwards, I think. Yeah, let's try like this, and we'll pass. Hey, come on, how about you don't have a Wasteland? Okay, there's a Mutavault. That's not Wasteland. And I'm guessing they attack here. And I think I'm just going to like block with both and take 2. I'll be at 5. So I think I'm actually going to Wasteland their Mutavault. There might be some colorless Eldrazi spell that messes us up here. I guess this also makes colorless, so, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, I'm going to pass into my second main phase. And then I'm going to cast Brainstorm. So we put back Island and then Consider on top. Cast the LED. Cycle it, maintaining priority by sacking the Underground Sea. Sack LED for trip blue. Do the whole song and dance here. Put Island into the graveyard and cast Thassa. Sweet. Okay. So this is Eldrazi. What do we have here for Eldrazi? We have some Forces of Negation and a Brazen Borrower. We have a Boseiju maybe, but that also involves bringing in a tropical island. All right, let's see what does not seem super hot versus Eldrazi. I think probably the Bowmasters don't feel amazing. Like probably like even like trying to go toe to toe with them in combat seems a little bit sus. I guess there is a world where like Shieldred plus the One Ring steals a game, and I don't mind cutting one of the copies of Oracle here. Stifle doesn't seem like a card that has a whole lot of application. So maybe we do bring in the Bauble here, or not the Bauble, the Shieldreds. And we keep the frogs. That's a lot of creatures. Frog becoming like super big is kind of interesting. Like potentially you can do some cool stuff with like all the cards you draw with One Ring. You can like start discarding them and stuff. But oh, this is like a mulligan to 3 if they have a Chalice. I think I'm actually, I am actually gonna mulligan this. This is the same hand, but alright, fuck it. I mean, I guess I'll keep, but I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna bottom the Consider. And at least if they could do Chalice us, we have a path to a Doomsday. Okay, Thorn is a little bit annoying. I think I'm going to cast Petal off of Basic Swamp and pass. Bouncerino with the Brazen Borrower is nice. Hi, Vugan. Okay. Uh-oh. Yeah. So now they have a 3/3 and one of them gains haste and gets +2/+0. Yeah. So I think what needs to happen here is we need to draw Doomsday. If we draw Doomsday on this or the next draw step, I think we can win. That didn't happen. I'm gonna ponder, go looking for our Doomsday. That is not Doomsday. There is Doomsday, okay. So let's see here. I take, it's probably too late. What happens if I draw a land? Yeah, I think it's too late. Okay, let's see here. Double Dark Ritual would net me 2 mana. And then what? Yeah, it's almost good enough, but not quite. Like, I'm gonna lose my blue, the 1 blue mana I would have floating to cast the Petty Theft on the Thorn. Yeah, I think I just have to concede here. I kind of like the tech with this one here, what's called Eldrazi Linebreaker, and then like Mutavault. That's kind of cool. Okay, so having seen this, do we want Boseiju? I think no. I think it's fine. Would Shieldred have like helped us there at all? I think so, right? Like they aren't playing Eldrazi Lords. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna Doomsday on turn 1. And hope that's good enough. Meanwhile, they mulligan to 6. 5. Alright, cool. How about 4? They could play something nasty like a Torpor Orb or something, but we have the bounce effect here. And other than that, we just, I think, have to build around Wasteland as best we can. I still think they probably have Chalice, so I do want a Cavern of Souls to not like lose to a Chalice on 2 somehow, like double Ancient Tomb. Because like we can't do everything, right? We can't build a pile that wins next turn. But then that's also able to have Cavern and be all cool about it if they go Chalice for 1 or Thorn of Amethyst. So let's maybe we have a fetch land and basic island. And what else? I guess Edge of Autumn. So the fetch land, like draw step draws us 1, fetch land draws us 2, edge draws us 3. Another draw step draws us the 4th, and we have a brainstorm as well. I think this is good enough. Okay, let's put Snow-Covered Island on the bottom, then Thassa, then Cavern. We have to also respect Thought-Knot Seer. I can't imagine Eldrazi wouldn't be playing that. Okay. I like being at 10 life here. I also like that the frog can, like, we can play frog next turn, and then it can be like a big blocker, or at least a reasonably sized blocker. There's Child's at 0. Okay, we don't have any 0 drops. I think maybe we just cast Brainstorm on the up and up here, and we can put, well, I guess we can put Thassa and Edge of Autumn. No, let's put Thassa and Brazen Bee. They have a camera souls. It names Eldrazi. Okay, so they could have that flute, actually. The flute would be quite devastating, but the flute would have to come down before I can put Oracle on the stack. So let's draw the Oracle. Let's name... Oh, I didn't draw the Oracle. It's one further down. Okay, so let's cycle Edge. Yeah, if they have the flute, that's really annoying. The new flute from Modern Horizons. I guess if they have removal, they would need double removal to beat my fetch land activation. I'm not too concerned about that. Maybe I should be, though. Maybe I should fetch if they have that. What's it called? Oh, I guess I thought I maintained priority here. Okay, I just have to pass now. If they have double removal, they have it. Okay, they didn't. Sweet. Yeah, they have that. There's that Eldrazi spell that gives -3/-3, or +3/-3. I can't remember. But they didn't have it, and we are suddenly 4-0. Okay, let's go for the last round. All right, on the play for once in the final round. That's good. Yeah, let's. This is the first real tempo hand I think we've had. So let's try this. Okay, opponent kept 7 as well. Let's just drop the Scalding Tarn into play and pass. We have Stifle at the ready, and we can go like end of turn Undercity Sewers. Ooh, Great Furnace. Great Furnace of Fire. It's probably Painter then. I don't know that there's another deck that plays Great Furnace. Yeah, give me the Frog. I like non-Doomsday win conditions versus Painter. I don't know that I love Frog versus Infinite Red Blasts, but yeah, like tapping out to fight over, to like trade with a 1-mana Red Blast. They didn't have it, or they would have used it end of turn here. So if we can actually get to, ooh, if we can get to like connect with this, that's really good. And you know what's also really good? Is stifling the second chapter. That means it never learns how to make a construct. Okay. So I'm gonna attack here. I think just for 1. Though, actually, I think maybe I do just discard, maybe it's Lotus Petal. Discard a card. Yeah, I mean, maybe I even also discard this Edge of Autumn. How about that? I would love to draw a blue card to pair with Force after Stifle, but I don't. Okay, let's pass. I still think I stifle this this Saga, and it's not going to be until next turn unless they activate it on my turn or on their turn. They have black mana. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be worried about them having Bowmasters. We'll see. I think I can't afford to sit on my Bowmasters a little bit longer. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I was not supposed to play that out. I was supposed to discard that. Well, now we can cast both Bowmasters if we need to. Blue card. Yes. Okay, thank you. All right. Oh, hang on. I was supposed to stifle the oh, no, I forgot. I forgot how that worked. Okay. So we can still stifle them making a construct now. But that was pretty much a punt. We can also just Bowmaster twice and kill the construct that comes out here. I don't think I hate that. Because they make a 2/2. Oh no, never mind. They have a Great Furnace. So maybe I stifle this. Yeah, let's stifle this. Yeah, oh, I can't believe I didn't stifle I was just, explaining how it worked, stifle the learn chapter 2 trigger. And then, oh, it's not even yet that they're going to be making constructs, so who cares? Haha. Okay, I'm going to fetch. I'm not on my watch that they're going to be allowed to get a Pithing Needle and name Polluted Delta. But I mean, I don't expect. So now they get to search, and they have Shadow Spear. That's pretty good. Oh, is this just the equip? Oh, it's Soul Cauldron. Am I supposed to fight over this? I think I'm gonna Force of Will. Or it's not Force of Will, I mean cast Brainstorm here. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. How much does it cost to equip here? 2. There is a world where we stifle the equipped thing. I think I'm actually going to give up on this Force of Will. And maybe one of the Bowmasters. And then once this happens, they can exile card, blah, blah, blah. So if they ever get like a Ballista or something, yeah, can get nasty. I think I'm going to let them have this. Or I guess I just put back Force of Will, so what am I doing? Okay, let's cast the Bowmasters. Is there a world where we attack with everything just to get in as much damage as possible? Probably not. We can Wasteland one of their lands and then hope they don't have another mana source so they can't equip twice, but that just buys us a turn. Yeah, I'm kind of worried that this is slipping away from us. What I really need is like the One Ring. I guess I can send in the Frog at least. I don't need to give it flying, because if they want to put this in front of it, I'm just going to pump it. I think maybe I do send everything here. At least have to respect tricks here. Okay. I think I deploy second Bowmaster just to grow our army. And we draw a Force of Will. I think, right? That's what I put back. Yeah. But I mean, I am gonna go for the Stifle plan. Get rid of this Great Furnace. Take an artifact off. Okay. Oh no! I'm so dumb. But I guess this doesn't have it. Like, this is activated abilities, right? Yeah, okay. So Soul Cauldron now has exiled creatures you control with +1/+1 counters. Okay, so they get to. This has so much text, and I play against this so rarely. So now they get to pump their construct, and now if Bowmasters had an activated ability, this would also have it, but it doesn't. So, and they have the second land. Oh no. I think my best shot right now probably ends up being something that involves drawing the One Ring or drawing Doomsday. Like, if I draw Doomsday next turn, I can cast it, and then before I cast it, I can give the Frog flying if I need to. And then we can draw the first card. So they equip. Yeah, this is just gonna happen. And that means I can probably no longer win the race, right? They gain 6, they go to 13. What happened if I stifled there? They just like equip once more. Fortunately, like lifelink is not in something you can stifle. They have Bowmasters. Does that matter? Yeah, I think I forced that. I don't think I can really afford to be playing against Bowmasters if my plan involves like drawing cards. Yep. You get to pump your dude. Okay, you're at 14. I'm at 10. So me being at 10 and them having a giant trampling lifelinker is a problem. Especially because I draw Dark Ritual. So I'm going to attack and draw a card. And what would be my best draw here? Probably still like either Doomsday or the One Ring. I guess the One Ring. Wasteland, not so much. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. And then I probably will have to like put maybe Orc Army in front of the thing. Oh, this is 5 mana, 6 mana. They just have the Devourer. So they can just exile cards. This gets to 7. It goes into the graveyard, and then they can exile it with Agatha, right? Okay, I'm gonna block here, probably with both my little dudes. It's a 9/9, so I take 6. Yep. Okay, and now they just make their thing as large as, like, arbitrarily large. I'm not gonna make them play through it, I just wanna show you how it works. So it gets 7, it gets sacrificed. Then they exile it with Soul Cauldron. And now this has the activated abilities, so they just pump it. Yeah, GG's. Okay. So imagine if I had like stifled that Saga Chapter 2 trigger. I mean, who knows, but that didn't. I didn't, so here we are. Okay, I think Grafdigger's Cage does nothing here. At least versus that combo part. They still have. No, I don't think Grafdigger's Cage stops Welder, right? No, actually maybe it does. Can't enter in graveyards, can't enter the battlefield, so. But yeah, let's see here. I think we want Sheoldred. I don't think we want Vexing Bauble. I think I want Boseiju and Trop. Is there anything else? No, I think this is fine. I think Bowmasters kills their Bowmasters, which is nice. I cut here. Maybe I don't want Boseiju and Trop, actually, just the 2 Sheoldreds. I guess I cut Lines of Diamond and Consider. They are a multiple red Elemental Blast deck. Yeah, just board lightly here. I wonder if I just gone a bit more ham with the Frog. Like, when they got to equip their Shadow Spear, they were at 7 life. And I think I could have put at least 2 more damage on them. Like, per turn for like 2 turns, like 4 or maybe even 6, I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't really shine there, the Frog. Oh no, this is a mulligan. I guess I keep this. And bottom a Dark Ritual. Yeah. And then I think I Psychic Frog on turn 1 off the pedal, and then if they have Red Blast though, it's quite bad. But I think being able to attack on turn 2 already with this is pretty tempting. They kept 7 though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm walking right into a blowout here, but oh, maybe I was supposed to bottom a Dark Ritual, right? That's what I said. I can always, I guess, discard it to the Frog if they don't blast it. Okay, they have Soul Cauldron. And no answer to Frog. That's good. Okay, I would love to start drawing business now. Doomsday or Ring. Doomsday or Ring. Or even Sheoldred. I'll take a Sheoldred. And again, I don't discard stuff to put damage on them, which I should have. Predict. Okay. I will end of turn fetch Undercity Sewers, and then I will predict away on my upkeep. At least that's the plan. Goblin Engineer. Yep, that resolves. And I think they just have it. So now they can make Goblin Engineer arbitrarily big. Lovely. Maybe if I just find Doomsday here, I can win. I find the ring. Okay. I'll take the ring. So let's that at least buys us a turn here. And we can exile the 3 cards in the graveyard to give Frog flying to make sure it connects. Let's start by drawing a card. Thassa, huh? Well, we can never discard Thassa because then they eat it, and yeah, that's no good. Let's exile 3 cards and give the frog. Oops. Give the frog flying. I don't think their life total is going to matter. I think also frustratingly for me, because I'm a doofus, I need to read this Soul Cauldron one more time. So it exiled Phyrexian Devourer. And creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have all activated abilities of all creatures exiled with Soul Cauldron. So right now, Goblin Engineer can exile the top card of their deck to gain +1/+1. So this doesn't have any form of evasion, as far as I can tell. So we will be able to put creatures in front of it, but right now we have protection from the ring. So let's draw a card. That's super duper exciting. Another Goblin Engineer. Okay, that's so nice. They can just start doing all sorts of broken stuff now with their demonic tutor kind of thing, because they can just exile it. And I'm not sure what they're getting though, because they already got their combo piece, but I'm sure they can get something nasty. Yeah, it's not looking great for our hero. We may have this one turn to top deck a Doomsday. They get they get that, gives a trample, of course. That makes sense. Okay, maybe Stifle, but probably not. Okay, Psychic Frog number 2. Let's draw 2 cards. I think we cast Brainstorm here. Give us a chance to see the most cards. There's a Sheoldred, but does it matter? Aren't we just like gonzos? They can make it a 47/47 and give it trample. So I think we need to hit like another ring. Okay, here's what we can do, I guess. No, I was gonna say we could cast Edge of Autumn, but I don't think that does what we want it to do. Okay. Let's brainstorm. Let's put a petal. Let's sack Edge of Autumn. And then we can exile these 3 cards. Give Frog flying. We can attack. Frog draws us a card. We then have 3 fresh cards to ponder off of. And that still might not be good enough. Like, if Ponder shows us Doomsday, then what? We don't. I think I boarded out the LED. So, and what? How many petals were exiled? No petals, but Edge of Autumn is exiled. So we would Dark Ritual Doomsday. We would have Thassa already in hand. We've not made our land drop, so we could still win that way, I think. We could also hit a ring and then get rebuys. Oh, gross. Okay, shuffle. Wasteland. Okay, now I think it's like Brainstorm finds ring or we're dead. Brainstorm finds another Brainstorm. Am I correct that we didn't play land? I think so. Let's put back the frog. I guess I should have maybe put back one of these lands. So now Dark Ritual has to find, or Brainstorm has to find Dark Ritual slash Doomsday slash Petal plus a Doomsday, or rather plus a ring, and we just whiff, and we're dead. All right. Let me just make sure I got this right. So next turn, they swap. I guess, can they swap the Cauldron? Am I just like making myself lose here? Because they need to like dump an artifact to get the Shadow Spear back. And if they dump the Cauldron, does this maintain the abilities? I guess it doesn't matter for them now because I no longer have a blocker. I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, I think they probably are able to put an artifact into play off of their mana here, but I was also thinking maybe I could hit a Stifle as an out because they spend 2 mana to activate, or rather, no, 1 mana to activate this guy to get Shadow Spear in, and then you have 3 mana. They spend 2 to equip. We Stifle, but like before, they just need like one more mana. But it doesn't matter. They can just attack and do the thing. All right, GG's opponent. Yeah, I don't think I played that one particularly well, unfortunately. But hey, a 4-1. That's still kind of nice. I think yeah. Now let me just jump into the deck recap here. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I don't think we got to really display Vexing Bauble, and I don't know. Maybe Vexing Bauble will end up with a sort of Veil of Summer problem in that playing it kind of makes it so good that you don't need to play it, and then it's like completely irrelevant versus a pretty significant swath of decks. But maybe it won't, and it'll be like really good. Who knows? Not sure how much I really like it in Doomsday, to be honest. So that's something to think about. I think Frog was fine. It was pretty cool versus in the Delver matchup. Like it actually mattered there. I feel like it didn't really end up mattering for the rest of the league, but I'm not gonna give up on that quite yet. Yeah, but I think that's probably it. So, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you like the video, do the YouTube stuff, like and subscribe and all that stuff. It really, really helps. And yeah, I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye-bye.